Have you ever felt solitude painted on canvas? Not despair, but a deep quiet and anticipation. Today, in under 4 minutes, we'll uncover the masterpiece that captures precisely this feeling. Edge of a Wood, painted by Vincent van Gogh in 1883. Get ready, the analysis begins now. We find ourselves in the Netherlands between August and September of 1883. This isn't yet the Van Gogh of sunflowers and starry nights. This is an artist struggling, seeking his voice and his technique. It's a period of significant changes, even practical ones. Van Gogh had just acquired a new tool, a field easel, a fundamental innovation, allowing him to paint without getting dirty as when painting on one's knees outdoors, as he himself wrote. This seemingly trivial technical detail is visible in every brushstroke because it enabled him to adopt an elevated perspective. The canvas itself has a humble story. The small-sized canvas is likely a simple piece of fabric, a scrap. Van Gogh himself confessed to his brother Theo that he had bought a piece of cloth to make linen for Sien Horneck, the woman he was living with. Perhaps that very fragment of fabric we are admiring, destined for a waistcoat, was saved from tailoring to become art. Let's observe the scene closely, as if we were there, within the canvas at the Kröller-Müller Museum. The eye immediately falls upon the path. It's not straight, but meanders, inviting us, yet it was once even more winding. Van Gogh, in an act of pure compositional wisdom, intervened to modify reality. He removed a cumbersome tree trunk that was in the foreground on the left and straightened a portion of the path. This choice is not accidental. It creates a more serene composition, more peaceful. Van Gogh's aim isn't a photograph of the place, but its atmosphere. We are drawn to the deep shadow and the feeling of dampness emanating from the woods. The tones are still dominated by browns, muted greens, and earthy grays, typical of his Dutch period. But the brushwork is already vibrant, not static, focusing on the dense mass of the trees, on the blades of grass that seem to have been laid onto the canvas one by one. Above all, we notice the sense of stillness. Van Gogh was convinced that a landscape should represent that moment when one can be alone, without company. This edge of the wood is the boundary between the external world and the artist's intimacy, an invitation to silence, a portrait of his own sought-after quiet. Edge of a Wood is a transitional work, simple in subject, yet complex in its emotional execution. It was the first Van Gogh painting that the patron Helen Kröller-Müller acquired, demonstrating an early understanding of his profound art. It is proof that Van Gogh's genius lies not only in his brilliant colors, but also in his ability to find the epic in the everyday, to transform a discarded piece of fabric into a masterpiece. High-resolution images and basic information for this story were provided by Google Arts and Culture in collaboration with the Kröller-Müller Museum, Otterlo. Don't forget to subscribe to the Art and History Audio Stories channel so you don't miss the next masterpiece.